It's not a nightmare. You've woken up to a chilly 58 degrees this morning on Tuesday, December 11th in the beautiful Florida Keys. Yes, we're in the middle of a cold front coming through. It's coming down from what was a blizzard over the rest of the south, so we've got a couple of days of a little cooler temperatures ahead of us. Today, we're looking at a high temperature of 68 degrees, a low. Like I said, overnight, we have a 20% chance of precipitation. Winds are coming from the north at 16 miles an hour, and humidity is at 65%. So that's what we have on weather forecasts for today. Our UV index is a 5 out of 10. So as we see those partly cloudy skies, don't be fooled by the chilliness in the air because you can still get a lot of UV rays through those clouds. So if you're looking to go offshore today, we have rising atmospheric pressure, 30.09 heading to 30.21. In the heart of the day, our chances of rain increase. So basically during daylight hours, there's going to be a little more chance of rain than usual. Our water temperature is holding steady at 75 degrees, so actually today you might want to jump in because it's going to be a heck of a lot warmer in the water than it is on the land. We do have some fairly significant swells maintaining over 5 feet, so you definitely need to be prepared if you're heading offshore. With those winds coming from the north and the swells the way they are, it's definitely not the best day. I'm sure they'll be having a small craft advisory out for today because of that too. So be looking for that. Just check it before you go out. Our sunrise this morning, 7:02 a.m., and sunset is at 5:40 p.m. If we're looking at our tide charts, our first low tide is going to be at 6:20 this morning, and our next low tide is at 5:31 p.m. The only high tide of the day, it's a one high tide day, is going to be at 12:51 p.m. And you've seen our days get shorter and shorter and shorter, so today we'll be looking at 10 hours and 38 minutes overall of daylight hours. And our solar transit will be at 12:21 p.m. Our tidal coefficient for today is around a 58, so that's about average. We've got some interesting things going on with our solunar activity. Our high periods today are only 2 fish activity periods, and that first one is from 3:33 a.m. to 5:33 a.m. The lunar transit coincides with sunset. So from 3:59 to 5:59 p.m., you have those two things to combine to also give you a little better than average chance of having some good fishing activity. Minor periods are only 1 fish, so 10:25 a.m. to 11:25 a.m. and 9:34 p.m. to 10:34 p.m. Definitely bundle up if you're going out because you will need it. It'll be a little chilly. You might encounter some rain, and you definitely need to be prepared for those winds. So as we're in this waxing crescent phase of the moon, we've got to call today overall a 1 fish day on the fish scale. So not the greatest day in the world to go offshore. It doesn't mean you can't find some sheltered places in the backcountry where you can have a little bit of fishing activity if you dare venture out. So you might want to give it a break offshore for a little while. For our look at the Gulf Stream today, we do still have the Gulf Stream fairly close to shore. However, there are significant winds out there, so do pay attention to that. The wave activity and wave height offshore in the Gulf Stream, it is increasing a little bit, and you'll see some periods where there's going to have 2 to 3 foot seas in the Gulf Stream. It's just going to be very rough getting there. So if you can get out there, you might have a better day offshore than you do inshore, or maybe even in the backcountry where you can get a little bit of break from the winds and not too much tidal activity. Overall, you know what though? A day of winter weather in the Florida Keys is better than the entire month of winter anywhere else. So you've woken up in the beautiful Florida Keys. Go out and make it an awesome day because it's the perfect day to have a perfect day. This weather report is brought to you by 43 Keys Media. If you're interested in what's going on in the weather, fishing, and other aspects of the Florida Keys, visit 43keys.com. This show and others are also available as an Alexa flash briefing. Just ask your Alexa to play the Florida Keys Fishing and Weather Report as your flash briefing.